So, hi everybody, this is Sean McGinnis with 312 Digital. I'm with Wes at Pegmo. Say hello, Wes.
Hello.
So, we're going to talk a little bit about Pegmo and what Pegmo is and what Pegmo does and Wes's role at Pegmo. And I'm really excited to learn a little bit more about Pegmo. So, Wes, let's start with you. What is Pegmo?
The idea behind it is basically to recognize and reward your loyal fans for participating and engaging with you on social media sites.
Okay.
So the old additive of a punch card where you buy 10 coffees and you get your 11th one free.
All right.
We've kind of taken that and morphed it into a digital age. So there are things where there's these digital punch cards, but with Pegmo, the punches could be tweet about your experience here.
Okay.
It could be upload a photo on Facebook of yourself at our restaurant. It can go even further to saying, we're a big fan of buying food locally for a restaurant, for example. So, check in at the market on a Sunday and buy from there. So supporting us in kind of things that the business or the individual deems are important to them, you're kind of rewarding your customers for that, if that kind of makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah, so how old is Pegmo at this point?
So Pegmo launched, I think it's 16 days old.
Wow.
So we're very new. We have 26 businesses listed on the site right now, which is great. And we're just starting to really push out and engage with their existing fans.
And to be clear, we're here in Chicago in the West Loop, right?
Yep.
So you guys are based in Chicago.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about how Pegmo got started.
So Pegmo is an offshoot of an existing development company.
Okay.
So one of their managing partners, Jordan, is our Pegmo CEO.
All right.
He's our founder. I'm one of the co-founders. I'm kind of director of business development, marketing, as you can imagine. Startups, you kind of assume many roles.
Sure.
There are 4 of us.
Okay.
So we have full-time programmer Sanjay, who's outside, as well as Josh, who is kind of our CFO.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So do you think you want to show us Pegmo at this point? Is that all right? How about I come around here and we'll see if we can't get a close-up of what the software looks like. All right. So we're looking over Wes's shoulder. I'm going to zoom in here.
Yeah, I don't have a Mac, so. So we can go, let's log out first. So this is the home page of Pegmo. So we have a little how it works. We've featured a few of the businesses that are our most recent businesses.
Okay.
And we can look at one of them. So this is Joe's Bar on Weed Street, and they're actually doing Randy Rogers Band. So they just launched with this, and kind of cool what they've done is, if you can see this, you get a front row access with tickets to the show.
Okay.
So if you complete 6 pegs, they tweeted about this, and pretty quickly it already got gobbled up.
Very
so it's
cool.
kind of exciting, kind of fun thing to do. What they have here are 7 what we call those pegs, so those punch cards.
Okay.
And we have our little icons on the left that are our little badges. So if you can tell what that is, if you can see that, that's a... I'll click into it so it's a little bit bigger. But that is a Facebook like.
Okay.
So it's a like on Facebook. So the way that we've done it is we allow businesses to come up with unique names for these pegs.
Okay.
And then underneath, when you drill down into it, you'll get some description.
There goes your phone.
We're both rookies.
We're both rookies at this.
So if you can see that, okay. So the cool thing that we've done here is Randy Rogers Bands, these are all lyrics from their songs. Okay. So, I mean, lyrics from this one hit song, Interstate. Okay. So it's kind of fun that their fans were pretty excited about it. Let me log in and I'll show you what it looks like when I log in. So, as I'm logged in, I initially come here to where my homepage is. So this is kind of like my news feed on Facebook, where I can see new pegs of people that I'm following. So I'm a big Village Cycle Center fan, as well as recent activity on my pegs. So I'm, as a user, able to create my own pegs for my friends to do, as well as I'm able to start engaging with businesses.
Very cool.
So I like Village Cycle Center, so I can click on there, and these are pegs that I've done that are filled in, and these are things that I can still do. So they've got 12 pegs and they've got 4 rewards. So as I complete pegs, you can see here I've completed 2 of 3.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, if I complete one more, I'll get half.
So the businesses create the pegs by working with you guys directly, right? And they can be anything, right?
Yeah.
So unlike Foursquare, it's not limited to geographical check-in. It could be any task that the business decides to put in front of a customer, right?
Totally. And you can do, like I can show you, so I'm as a user, I'll show you, I can create pegs. Okay. So these are the types of pegs.
Even as a user, to be clear.
Even as a user, yeah.
Very cool.
So it's like I have a few things that I've done for myself.
Okay.
So I've just done like challenge me with a fun peg. So I want my friends to, create a fun peg and challenge me with it.
Okay.
Send me a note and say, hey, check out this peg for me to do.
Okay.
I'm a big into biking, so I've got like beating traffic 1 rotation at a time. So I want people to take a picture of themselves commuting on their bike and upload it to my Facebook wall.
Very cool.
So it's kind of a cool thing as an individual user that you can do, which is definitely not happening now of anything that's coming out.
Right.
But then for a business, they can offer rewards. So it's more reward driven. It's benefiting the business, marketing the business for them, and in return you'll receive a reward.
So it can be a task tied to a reward, and not just a reward for checking in, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
There's different things. Can you give me a couple examples that would be a task tied to an individual reward?
Well, so we do the Spice House. So each individual peg has the same value. Okay. So our rewards are based on the number of pegs that someone completes.
Okay.
So, but the business can set this up. They can say, if you complete 1 peg, we'll give you this reward.
I gotcha.
If you complete 9 pegs, so they want 9 different types of engagement, we'll give you a higher value reward.
So talk to me about how this is different substantially in terms of the process from, let's say, like Foursquare, right?
Sure. So I think a lot of these sites are dependent upon, so their valuation is checking in at the restaurant.
Right.
I think a lot of things that we've found, even from talking to businesses, is there's multiple different ways to prove that you've gone to the business.
Right.
So if we were just to look at checking in, you could say the Spice House, for example, is one of us, has Feed Us Treats.
Okay.
They said that their loyal fans make food with their spices and bring them into the store and show it off to their staff members. And so that is, in essence, that's what Foursquare is doing. It's, you're proving that someone has come into the store and checks in and says there. So what they've done is they created an achievement peg that says, come in and feed us treats, and then we'll say, yep, you were here, and we'll acknowledge that you were here. So they'll give you the achievement. We're doing some things, so we can do 3 different types of things in Facebook.
Okay.
So we can do a Facebook like, a Facebook photo upload, and a Facebook wall post. So as a business owner, as a user, I can say, you know what, I would like you to comment on my Facebook wall about the item that you just purchased. Okay. Or take a picture of the bottle of wine and put it on our Facebook wall that you're drinking and you're enjoying at home.
Okay.
So it's a nice way to start that engagement process.
So you pull it in automatically, right? So the customer doesn't have to, you just have to do the task on Facebook, and you guys automatically recognize that. You don't have to actually report back that it's been done. There's no manual process there. You're tied into the Facebook API to make sure that that's actually been done.
Yeah. And it's, we've tied into Facebook, Twitter, and Foursquare.
Okay.
And so from a small business perspective, it's, they've got to manage or populate these different sites and all the activities that are happening here. Mm-hmm. We're actually managing that for them through our automated process.
So one of the things I noticed was really cool. Like one of the folks that I follow, one of their pegs was just follow us on Twitter. And by the fact that I actually did that, the next day I got a notification via email saying, hey, you've achieved this peg because you actually followed that business on Twitter. Yeah. Very cool technology.
Yeah,
right?
And there's a lot of things with usernames where my username on Facebook, necessarily, you couldn't recognize me on Twitter.
Right.
And so I think with these campaigns that businesses are trying to run across multiple platforms, mm-hmm. it's very difficult to do because, you could say as a business, hey, put a comment on Facebook and then also tweet about us.
Right.
But as a business owner, could you imagine trying to figure out did this person mention us on Twitter? You know, did they do?
Right.
Because we don't know, their usernames may not be the same. So it's one of the things that we've also kind of added some value.
So in the end, what's the business objective from a business perspective? What do you think that Pegmo delivers that these other businesses don't, like Foursquare or Gowalla?
I think we're not. I think the one thing is we're driving traffic to places that they already would like. Okay. So, you know, the big two, Twitter and Facebook. You talk to any business owner, and I think they're saying, you know, we want to have more. We want to have a more vibrant site on Facebook. We want to have a more vibrant site on Twitter. So I think we directly go to them.
Okay.
And then I think we for a very cheap amount of money, we're able to provide them these opportunities to run just fun pegs, fun campaigns with rewards.
Okay.
So I think those are the two things that those you mentioned, Gowalla and Foursquare, don't necessarily do.
So at the end of the day, it's an opportunity for businesses to be more engaged with their existing customers and or more engaged with prospective customers on platforms that already exist that they may be leveraging in different ways, right?
I think, yeah, that's a great point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. So you're based in Chicago. Things are taking off. You got 26 customers. You're 16 days old. What's next for Pegmo?
Just keep trying to keep momentum going. You know, we're literally we're trying to learn every day and trying to make improvements. I guess, you know, I used a baseball analogy earlier. It's just trying to hit singles every day.
Right.
And so, you know, getting a few more people on the site, tweaking it, making it more user friendly is really what we're all about right now. We're trying to live in that, you know, user experience, improving and making it more accessible to everyone. So
who's your perfect customer? If someone's watching this video and you would love to have them as your Pegmo customer, describe them for me in 50 words or less. Or no limitation, and it's as many words as it takes, right?
Oh man.
Any business based in Chicago? I mean, are service businesses better fits, or is it?
I think it's any business that also is not just about coming into our store and buying something. Okay. You know, I think we're seeing the most exciting thing happening on Pegmo when it's not really tied to me coming in and buying something. It's tied to me like the brand is associated with recycling, or the brand is associated with fresh, you know, supporting local charities. Okay. And so you're seeing people can engage with a brand, but not always just coming in. They're engaging by recycling bottles for a week, or they're supporting the animal shelter. And I think that's what we like to see, because I think small businesses are like that. You know, the owners of small businesses do those things, and that's why you and I and individuals will always shop at that store. Sure. Because they don't just believe in the product, they believe in the image.
So I'm a small business based in Chicago. How do I reach out and touch Wes, or reach out and touch Pegmo? What's the best way to contact you to get involved with the site?
Yeah, on our site we have all the contact information. You can even just email me at wes@pegmo.com. Okay. And we'll get you set up.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Way to go.